Well, I've been talking about for a while how the GOP is really, really, really close to having a schism, and they really just kind of need one thing to push them over the edge. Turns out that was an attempted coup of the US government. I'm not going to even pretend like you don't know what this is if you follow politics, or don't follow politics. Virtually everyone's heard about this now. But the attempted coup seems to have ruffled a few feathers in the GOP, creating three camps, really, but two big camps and one camp that's kind of Camp A and Camp B. We'll start with Camp 1, which is the easiest to identify. These are your establishment Republicans, your Mitch McConnells, your Mitt Romneys, basically everyone who after the coup went, "Oh, we took this too far. Yeah, okay, we're going to just certify the vote as quickly as possible." Mike Pence falls into this category. Everyone who's like, "Well, that was very, very concerning because I nearly died," type thing. So everyone who voted for certification on Pennsylvania and Arizona, the two states that were brought into contention, would be considered in this establishment Republican Party. They're your usual Republicans of being a tad scummy and very, very voter suppressy, but they still, at the end of the day, are like, well, it's a democracy, peaceful transfer of power, that type of thing. Then you have the second group, which I'm going to call the Trumpists. However, that's not a perfect name for them because, like I said, they're in Group A and Group B. Group A is your classic Trumpists. These are your, so it's Donald Trump, all the people who tried to raid the Capitol building, and basically every member of the House that voted against certification of electoral votes. These people are pretty loyal to a certain subsect of the right, the QAnon right, a more fascistic right, if we're being totally honest, and they have been very, very willing to ignore democracy entirely and disregard it to obtain their own goals. Now, this group is actively antagonistic towards the establishment Republicans and wish to see how they dislike democracy, so they're inherently against the GOP. They see them not going far enough or doing enough stuff in their favor. However, a key point with this group is, without their figurehead of Trump, they will begin to wither and die a bit. And this is where we get to Group B. And this would be the 6 to 11 maybe 12 senators who decided they were going to vote at any point against the confirmation of the electoral votes. And the reason they're a separate group is because they're not doing it out of a loyalty to Trump. They're trying to get his radical base. They will fail. FYI, you can't replace what Trump is to these people. They genuinely venerate him as a bit of a god figure. And once Trump's gone, that base is going to disperse. So these guys have made the wrong bed, for lack of a better term. But you're witnessing the GOP split, and they're going to hold their coalition. It's not like the GOP is going to become two new parties. That's very unlikely. However, if it happens, that'll be hilarious to watch. What's most likely going to happen is the GOP is going to, for lack of a better term, suffer from very, very massive internal problems, where you're going to see a lot more dissent from leadership, a lot more, essentially, a lot of infighting and a lot of internal collapses. So, for example, already this infighting has destroyed quite a few state GOPs. So the California GOP was already in a rough position, but it has been taken under. The Virginia GOP, it seems the Arizona GOP has headed in this direction, as is the Georgia GOP. Where they kind of fall to this infighting of they can't get moderate Republicans to vote for the lunatics, and they can't get the lunatics to vote for the moderates. So be prepared to watch over the next 2 years, because this is going to be really interesting. If the GOP essentially de facto splits, kind of like how the Democratic Party is really 2 to 3 parties in a coalition with each other, and everyone kind of just accepts that as fact. We're going to witness that happen with the GOP, with the Republicans, as they kind of split into establishment and radical. And I really do think the radical wing will continue to take their cues from Trump, while the establishment wing is going to try and ignore him, especially now that he's been really bad for business in the stock market. So that's all I have to say on the topic, but I did want to say something about this because I'm seeing not many people discussing what's happening inside of the GOP. Rather, they're going for, oh, are the Democrats in disarray for some god-awful reason. Or, oh, that was a coup. Oh, that was a coup. So I just want to touch on some of the actual political ramifications there are going to be for this. So if you liked the video, drop a like and a comment down below. If you want to hear more from the channel, subscribe button and notification bell, you know the business. If you want to hear more from me outside of YouTube, I have a Twitter at OneManThinkTan1, the Roman numeral, link in the description below. And as always, and most importantly, have a wonderful day.